Hello YouTube, it's Mike again. I have one particular subject I want to talk about, and that's separation of church and state. There's a lot of examples of where it's, like atheists take it out of control and where Christians take it out of control. I mean, people go a little ridiculous sometimes, like, having the manger on the corner of a church, blah, blah, blah. And, atheists don't like it. I think that's kind of ridiculous. But at the same time, I think it's ridiculous that Christians would like the banner that atheists would put up, even if it was right across the street. Hell, if they're right next to each other, what does it matter? If you believe, you believe. If you don't, you don't. And what's it going to harm you? You know what I'm saying? But there's other particular things that I find a little more upsetting than just like the basic, sign on the street or a little, manger crap, or Christmas tree or whatever. Those things are whatever, it's just objects out on the road that say you believe in something, which doesn't really matter to me. But what I do have a problem with is it being in our government. I don't believe that in our governments I don't believe we should have to swear under oath of the Bible, because it doesn't mean anything to me anyway. And people say, well, if it doesn't mean anything to you, then why do you do it? Or not why do you do it, but why does it matter? And I'd be like, because it's not what I believe. Think about it. What's the point of that damn thing anyways? I mean, there's not everyone, but a lot of people have sworn under oath and have lied anyway. So does that mean that they're going to a particular special part of hell just because they did that? You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. But the one thing that really I can speak personally in my life that has definitely made an impact on me in a negative way is praying in the Marine Corps. Now, I am a Marine, getting out in a few months, and anytime there's a change of command ceremony, and there's quite a bit of them, every year, every 2 years, depending on what's the situation, who's leaving, who's coming, and who wants to stay, who doesn't want to stay. And pretty much anytime I come back from deployment, it's saying, hey, we got to change the command ceremony coming. And what it is like we get every company, I don't know how many we put in a company, like probably at least 100 or so of every company, to go out and march out and then conduct the ceremony, doing rifle manual, whatever else it may be. And the thing is, like, pretty early on in the ceremony, the chaps is going to say, let us pray. And at that moment in time, every Marine, especially the ones in formation, have to bow their heads. We have to bow our heads, like, as soon as they let us pray. It's like just like that. And I mean, a lot of people say it doesn't matter, if you don't believe in it, just do it for the whole tradition and ceremony thing and all that stuff. And I can understand that, but it's a sense of who I am. It's my identity as a person does not, share that belief. What about, the Muslims in the Marine Corps? What about, Buddhists in the Marine Corps? What about all these other religions? And they're forced to pray to this God, Christian God, a Catholic priest. He's like, oh, I know about other religions, I can take care of you. But it's like, what? So he's praying to the Lord. He's saying Lord and Jesus, all this stuff. And everyone else is kind of like, what are they supposed to pretend? Like, oh, he's just praying to my God. It's just ridiculous. It's like condoning something that you don't believe in. I wouldn't expect anybody to do that. If you're a Christian, I wouldn't expect you to do that. In Afghanistan, I wouldn't expect you to pray to Allah. And there's times where we were in situations like that, we would just stand there. You know what I mean? Like when the music plays at that certain time during the evening, where everyone starts getting down and starts praying. I think it's like sunset or something like that. And also the first thing in the morning. That really creeped me out. But anyways, we would just stand there because we had the option out there. Even though we didn't want to disrespect their culture, we don't believe in what they believe. So we didn't bow down and pray to their God. I mean, some people did, if they believed, but a majority of the Marine Corps is a Muslim. The majority. I'm not saying a lot aren't. I'm saying the majority. So, I mean, as a Christian, if the Marine Corps told you, or the military, or wherever, or just some government told you, hey, you need to pray to their God in order to respect their religion, blah blah blah. And like, I understand, like, especially if you're on your own, you're out in the country, you want to respect the culture, you're gonna do these kinds of things. You know what I mean? But that's because you're trying to appeal to these people and all that other stuff. But I'm talking more at home, here in America, when we don't need to do that. We don't need to pretend to pray to other people's gods in order to get on their good side. You know, we're a pretty open, accepting country now. So I don't believe that I should sit there and pretend like I care. Pretend like I want to pray to some God that's not real. And if you want to say God is real, it doesn't matter, because I don't believe God is real. So, you know, why should I have to do that? It's a pride thing. I don't want to do something that I don't identify myself with. And I think it's wrong. It's not just, that ceremony. There's also the Marine Corps Ball. In the Marine Corps Ball, we also have to do the whole let us pray thing. It's like every major ceremony, every single major event. And I know lots of people who, majority of the time we don't want to be out in that formation anyway. But I mean, why make it any worse? I think about it, like, talking from a Marine's perspective, how much better would it be if we got rid of the whole chaps part of that entire ceremony anyways? It would save us like 5 minutes worth of time, maybe more, depending how much he wants to pray or how much he wants to talk. And I would just think it's wonderful if we just got to take away 5 minutes. Man, I guarantee you, if Marines found out, hey, we got rid of the prayer and the thing, everyone would be happy as heck. No one would be like, oh shit, I gotta, not pray anymore. Damn it. You know what I mean? Like, it's already probably hot or cold outside, and we're just standing there stiff on the board, holding a rifle, doing stupid commands and stuff. So, like, we really could care less about the prayer part. I mean, it'd be a big, nice help if they just got rid of that altogether. And, and there's another thing. I got fapped out to a non-deployable unit for like 6 months when I came back from deployment, and this is recently, because I'm about to get out. And when I wasn't getting promoted that day, but every first of the month people are getting promoted, and this is like headquarters battalion, so it's like it's a lot of mixture of like males and females, which is something I'm not used to. It's only males, but the males and females, they all come together, and we have this BC, and she will come up after the ceremony, bring everybody in and talk about how wonderful it's a Monday morning, and then she'll give a little sermon about God, because she's a BC and she can do what the hell she wants. That is also wrong. Preaching to your Marines about God is wrong. You should not be doing that. I don't care. And if you want to, and I understand the Christian position, like, oh, it's our duty as Christians to reach out, blah 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 blah. It's still not right. If you want to do that on the street corner, fine. That's in a public venue, and you have every right to say what you want. But when it comes down to work, which that is, the Marine Corps' work, you should not be, preaching your beliefs upon others. The only belief you can preach in the Marine Corps is the Marine Corps belief. Why? Because we signed our life, unfortunately, over to the Marine Corps. But the Marine Corps in the contract never said, you must believe in the Christian God. You must listen to our sermons whenever we say it. You must pray when we tell you to. It never said that anywhere, but yet we're doing it. And I think it's wrong. If you disagree, that's fine. But, I guarantee you there's a lot of other guys who feel the same way I do. And ladies. If you want to tell me your side of the story, you want to tell me why we should keep it, I would love to hear it. And until the meantime, my belief still stands that we should not have anything to do with God in our government.